Hello and welcome to the 45th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and today is Wednesday, July 18th, 2012, and I am recording in sunny Florida. It did rain the majority of the day today, but the sun is finally out. This is a special episode of my podcast where I talk about my daily spinning progress for the Tour de Fleece, which runs along with the Tour de France. If this is your first time viewing, please feel free to go back and view the other episodes for the Tour de France. I believe they start at episode 33. So, what did I spin yesterday? Yesterday's spinning, I spun, I have 4 ounces of 2 different colors of colonial fiber. So I have 2 ounces of this, which is a purple multi, and it's a colonial wool, which I really like to spin a lot. And then I have 2 ounces of a navy, also a colonial wool. So I spun the first ounce of the purple. It's called purple multi. Not getting a very good view of the color. It's more red than it's showing in the picture. It's actually a little bit better there. So it's pretty reddish purple. And this was my first time spinning without pre-drafting, and I was very pleased. It seemed to go by faster, and it's very squishy. So I'm really, really happy that I was able finally to break that barrier. It was more of a fear barrier than anything. And then I started spinning the first ounce of the navy. So this is how much I have left of the navy, and I have my wheel right here so I can show you. This is how much I have spun of the navy, and again, I am not pre-drafting it this time, so very proud of myself for that. So that was my spinning for yesterday, and I also skeined up the last 2 ounces of the Polworth from Yarn Hollow, and I soaked them this morning, and they are still wet because it is so humid and wet and yucky here, but I will show you how they turned out. Try to get a close-up shot. I'm really happy with the barber polling on this one. Very happy with that. Let's see if I can give you a different view. I love that. I think it's so pretty. Pretty, pretty. And of course it goes great with the one that's just yellow and green. And it's got that wet wool smell. So that's it for my spinning for yesterday. Today is the first day that's going to be really, really, really hard for them. They're going to be in the Pyrenees Mountains, and these mountains are really, really high, and they're going to be a lot of high-speed downhill chases, I guess you could call it. So this is a really challenging day for the riders. So I'm going to do something challenging myself. I am going to finish spinning this first ounce of the blue colonial wool, but then I'm going to work on a bat that I had purchased, I believe from Unwind Yarns. I'm pretty sure. I meant to bring it out here and I forgot. So I'm going to be spinning a bat that has different kinds of fiber in it, just to give myself a challenge for today. So let's talk about our Tour de France fun facts. From the official website letour.fr. I just wanted to do a comparison between the first year and then last year's race. So the first year's race was in 1903, and then last year's race, of course, was in 2011. So the first year, the race was 2,428 kilometers, and then last year, it was over 1,000 kilometers more. It was 3,430. The first race in 1903 was 6 stages, and the race last year was 21 stages. So you can see that the stages are much shorter than they used to be. The first race, the winner's average speed was 25.7 kilometers per hour, and last year the average speed was 39.8 kilometers per hour. The first race had 60 entrants and 21 finishers, and last year they had how many? 198 entrants and 167 finishers. In the early days, the stages were so long that they would have to start racing at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it would take them like 17 hours of riding to do a stage. Now I believe it takes like 4 or 5 hours to do a stage, so quite a difference in how the race is organized than how it was. The most entrants that they've had in the Tour de France was in 1986. They had 210 entrants. And then I wanted to talk about something interesting I read. It's a website called bikeraceinfo.com. Bikeraceinfo.com. It says, in 1919, due to World War I just ending, there were 69 entrants and only 10 finishers. That's pretty amazing. Due to not training because of the war, the riders had a poor level of fitness, and it was the slowest race ever, with the winner's average speed of only 24.1 kilometers per hour, which if you compare to the first race, it was 25.7, and last year was 39.8. During the rest day between stages 10 and 11, some journalists were asking the coordinators of the race for some way to pick out who was the current leader in the tour. So the tour leader, his name was Eugene Christophe, was given a yellow jersey by the race organizers. He wasn't happy about wearing it and received much ridicule from the other riders who called him a canary. So I thought that was pretty funny, because nowadays it's like the most coveted jersey in the entire world. And back then, you know, the first time he had to wear it, they made fun of him. So times sure have changed. So I guess that's about it. I hope you have a great evening and keep on spinning. Bye.